Most people never see the steel holding the world together, but somebody cuts it, fits it, welds it, and makes it real. Hi, I'm Greg Sheldon, and this is Metal Fabrication Nation, real talk for welders, fabricators, shop owners, and the next generation of tradespeople. AI won't replace us. The trades aren't a backup plan. They are the backbone. Are you the reason your shop is hell? Welcome back to Metal Fabrication Nation. This is Greg Sheldon. This one is for business owners, presidents, general managers. So here's something that we hear from them all the time. Nobody wants to work anymore. Young people have no work ethic. Welders aren't loyal. Fitters will go down the road for a dollar or two more. That is sometimes true. But here's the harder question, Mr. Business Owner, President, or General Manager. What if you're the problem? What if good people keep leaving, profit keeps disappearing, nothing gets done without you, and every day feels like an emergency because of how you run the business? A lot of fabrication businesses were started by great welders, like the owners, the presidents, the managers, listening to this or not, or who you work for. They got busy. They hired people. They suddenly had payroll. They were quoting all the time. They had to get a schedule put together every day. They had cash flow, a client list that they built through blood, sweat, and years. And then 20 employees, 25, 30 employees. But what the scary part is that nobody taught them how to run a business. And look, I don't know everything. I wasn't born with this information. I had to find it because I've run a business. And I made a lot of mistakes. So I went to people that were wiser and smarter than me and learned from them. That's podcasts, reading books, mentors. So I understand this. That aside, being overwhelmed doesn't erase the damage you've already done. Yes, you have to apologize and you need to repent and do the right thing. But I'm going to help you. I'm going to try and save you. So here are the biggest problems I see. And more importantly, what you can actually do about them. So the first one is, stop micromanaging everybody. If every quote, purchase, schedule change, and production decision has to come through you, you created the problem. You created the bottleneck. And then what happens typically is you complain that nobody takes initiative. Well, why would they? You trained everybody to not take initiative. You trained them to wait. Wait for you. Taking ownership is not possible when you are taking their authority away. So here's what you can do for this specific thing. Write down what your foreman, estimator, purchaser, and project manager can decide without you. Set spending limits. Set approval limits. Define what they need to bring something back to you. Then get out of the way. People will make mistakes just like you do. You make mistakes, I make mistakes. If the shop falls apart when you leave for a week, it's a good indication you're not building a business. You have built yourself a stressful job with employees who have no authority to fix it before you get back. The next one, understand your flippin' numbers. I can't say that enough. Understand your flippin' numbers. Understand your numbers, backwards and forwards. A lot of owners know the revenue. We did, $12 million last year, top line. Yeah. But that is not knowing anything. So what you need to know, what is your gross margin? What is the net profit after your overhead's gone? What is the overhead in a percentage and dollar figures? What is the break-even point of your business to know what you need to make? Which jobs blew the labor budget? What jobs cost money on materials and why? Did we not write correct terms in our proposal letter? A full shop can still go broke. Just because you're busy spinning your wheels doesn't mean you're making money. So here's what you can do with this one. Build a one-page owner scorecard and review it every week. Track cash, receivables, backlogs, gross margin, overhead, estimated versus actual labor, and completed work that hasn't been billed. And know your break-even number. If overhead is $100,000 a month or year, whatever it is, and gross margin is 25%, you need $400,000 in sales just to cover your overhead. You need to know that number off the top of your head. At the very minimum, know the percentage. If you don't understand the financial statements, get your accountant or bookkeeper to explain them in plain English until you do. Revenue feeds your ego. Profit feeds your family and the people in the business that have families and the business itself. And cash keeps it alive. Next one, stop changing priorities and promising your time that you or your team do not have. This happens so much, and it's happened to me. The crew starts one job, then you announce a new emergency. 2 hours later, then there's another one. And at the end of the day, you ask why nothing got finished. Because you didn't let anybody finish anything. All this costs setup time, focus, and money, and walking around, people frustrated. And then there's the customer who says, we need it Friday. You say yes. Then the shop finds out they're working Saturday. They didn't make that promise. You did. So, what do? Create one visible production priority board. Every morning, decide the top 3 jobs, who owns them, and what's blocking them. When something new becomes urgent, state what gets delayed based on real data. Everything can't be priority number 1. And before promising a delivery date, check with your team, check labor capacity, material delivery. If we have material in stock, are the drawings approved? Do they make sense? Processing, finishes, and the work schedule that's already in place. So make one rule. Production confirms the date before the sales or ownership promises it. That one change can eliminate a pile of unnecessary chaos. This is a good one. Stop quoting from your gut. I mean, don't get me wrong, experience matters. It really does. And I've seen guys that have been in the industry 40, 50 years, and they can call it. They know. However, it's not just you in the business. There needs to be a system, a support system. Looking at the drawings and say, that feels like about 80 grand, or 40 hours, or 80 hours, 120 hours. That isn't estimating. That's guesswork. So you need to standardize your estimating process. Every quote needs a scope, material, labor, subcontractors, freight, risk, overhead, profit, and clear assumptions made from questions that are actually answered from the client, and exclusions for risk adjustment. Then review the job after it all ships. If your estimate is lower than the actual cost, find out why, and then that feedback loop needs to be created. So what was wrong with the estimate? Was there rework? Were the drawings bad? Was the information missing? Did I not ask the right questions? Is our equipment going down? Do we need to do preventative maintenance on our own equipment? Did the customer change things halfway through? Did management stop and restart the job 5, 10, 15 times because of the lack of scheduling in the business? Don't use the overrun just to beat up the shop. Use it to improve the next estimate. If you never compare estimates versus actual, you're repeating the same thing over and over again and calling it experience when it just causes headache, and then you're not dealing in reality. So this is by far one of the best ones. Get the business out of your head. If you're the only person who knows the customer history, supplier pricing, job status, production plan, the intimate details about the customer, the company is depending on your memory. That is a huge, 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 huge problem. Ding, 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 big problem. If this is happening, this is what you can do. Pick the 3 processes that cause the most confusion on costing the most money. Document them. Maybe it's quoting, maybe it's ordering, drawing revisions, job release, change orders, not asking the right questions, invoicing late payments. Maybe you need payment terms. Use a checklist, a flowchart, a spreadsheet, or a short video. Do not use a 500-page manual that nobody on this planet will ever read. Build something people will actually use that's easy, user-friendly. And ask the people doing the work what they want to see. It's not about you, it's about them. And then that ultimately is about the customer. Understand, the guys on the floor know where the time gets wasted. The foreman knows what information was missing when it hit the floor. Use the knowledge already inside your company to improve the process. Next one, stop using fear as management. Some owners seem to think, and there's a whole pile of you out there, and I admittedly did this for about 2 years in my management role, and then realized this isn't working and changed it and went to people that have actually had success at managing people. Yelling at people and screaming and freaking out it doesn't work. It does not create accountability. It creates silence. People hide mistakes. They stop asking questions. They stop bringing you bad news. Then the problem gets bigger. And then you ask, why didn't anybody tell me? And the reason is because everybody knows what happens when they do. They get silenced, so they don't bring it up in the first place. So what can you do? When something goes wrong, stop asking who screwed this up. Start asking what happened. What was supposed to happen? Was there a clear standard? Do they have the right information and the right tools? Did we provide them the right tools? Do we need to buy tools? Was it a mistake, carelessness, or deliberate behavior? And how do we make sure it doesn't happen again? Accountability still matters, and you can change. And if somebody's dishonest, unsafe, lazy, bullying other people, or repeatedly refusing to do the job properly, you have to deal with that. And that's unfortunate, but it's the way it is when you own a business. But yelling is not a management system. The strongest leaders in the strongest industries and the strongest businesses have the most control over their emotions, not the least. Here's one that I've seen countless times, and I don't even know how it happens, but it does. Stop protecting toxic high performers. Every shop has seen this person. He's a great welder, tons of experience, produces a lot, but makes everybody around him miserable. They bully people, undermine the foreman, refuse to share knowledge, ignore procedures, treat people like crap. But then the owner says, we can't afford to lose him. But maybe, just maybe, you can't afford to keep them. So this is what you can do. Measure people on 2 things, performance and behavior. Both matter. Set the expectation. Tell them exactly what needs to change, then document it. Give them the chance to change. If they refuse, then deal with it. Your culture is not what's written on the wall. Your culture is what is tolerated. And this one is about you, Mr. Business Owner. Take accountability for yourself. Owners want accountability from everybody else. An employee makes a mistake and everybody hears about it. The owner makes a mistake and everybody expected to forget it by lunch. No. If you promise the wrong date, say it. If you underprice the job, say it. If you change priorities and created the problem, say it. Be upfront and honest. You are leading people and you will see a change in them if you, sir, are taking responsibility. So, start saying things like, that one's on me. Here's what I'm changing to be better. Then ask your people, what is making your job harder than it needs to be? What am I doing wrong? How are we wasting money? How are we wasting time? What is the one thing I could do or ownership or management could do to fix this? Then shut up and listen. Don't talk. You don't have to agree with them, but we want honest feedback without it being punished to fully resolve the problem. Then you'll be surrounded by people who only tell you the truth, not around people that will hide things, be secretive, and then there'll be no trust in the culture. That's dangerous. So here's what you can do Monday morning. Don't try and fix everything all at once. Pick a few things and actually do them. Just start with one. Build a one-page financial scorecard. Create the priority board. Delegate one. Document one process. Review a complete job against the estimate. Choose one of these and fix one of the problems in that an employee fix one of the problems in those, but look to your employees for their feedback on it. And don't make a speech about it. Don't make it about you. Show them. Just do the action. Chaos costs money. Micromanaging costs money. Rework costs money. Turnover costs so much money. Bad estimates cost money. Constant overtime costs money. Obviously, if they're paying for it, no. But your ego definitely costs money. So your job isn't to control every decision. Your job is to build a company capable of making good decisions every day, one day at a time. Your job is not to be a hero. It's not. Make your people the hero. Prop them up. Build a business with fewer emergencies. So, the next time you think nobody wants to work anymore, ask yourself a harder question. Would I want to work here? Can I be trusted? How did I react to that last situation? Do people actually want to come to me, and not just because my door is open, but because of the way I reacted? So that's it for this episode. Everybody in this industry, I love y'all, and take care of yourselves. Always be learning, always be getting better, because this industry is the backbone of everything else at all. Everything relies on us. So no pressure. Anyway, God bless y'all. Take care. See you next time.
That's it for this episode of Metal Fabrication Nation. If this hit home, follow the show, share it with somebody in the trade, and keep the conversation going. And if you own, manage, or estimate for a fabrication shop and want better tools to, quote, work faster, cleaner, and with more confidence, go check out my metal fabrication spreadsheet systems at gregsheldon.github.io/metalfabexcel. These are built for real shops, real jobs, and real metal. I'm Greg Sheldon. Keep building, keep learning, and never forget, the trades are not a backup plan. They're the backbone.